Good morning, Steve here. And so not only do I have a missing tooth, but I now have a swollen lip. So I've had, it appears, some type of allergic reaction. I think it's to the vegan butter that it was suggested that I use. Because I don't respond well to butter, so I use vegan butter. So I think whatever's in vegan butter, I might be sensitive to or allergic to. Because I used to make my biscotti, and then I ate a number of my biscotti, and then my lips swelled up. And I'm not certain. I can't remember if I used vegan butter in the cookies the biscotti that I sent to my friend. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I have a puffy lip. It made me think of Rocky. And it's going down already. But it woke me up from the dream world, and then I was aware that I was supposed to set up a healing field and start doing this work. So I decided to go ahead and just get up and do it. So we are this is the second to the last day of the month in the Mayan calendar. So today is just the 8th day of the month in the Pope Gregory calendar. But the Mayan calendar has 13 months instead of 12. They're 28 days each. And it begins on July 26th. So here we are on the 27th day of the 6th month of the 13 months of the Mayan calendar. And today is a red electric serpent day, and it's guided by universal water. Related to the solar plexus. So we're going to first look at the lunar tone, which is tone 3, the electric tone. And so the lunar tones are working with a simplified version. In the beginning there was the number 1, and then there was the number 2, which allowed for duality and polarity. Tone 3 is the words associated with tone 3, which is the electric tone, are activate, bond, and service. So let's look what it says. Service is love made visible. So we could, I'm going to slide this under, and I hope it doesn't make noise with that microphone. But I could look at these healing videos as service, as love made visible. So I'm serving my community by setting up healing fields in which, if my community participates in those healing fields, they may experience healing. What is healing? Healing is change. Healing is whatever energies we're holding on to that are causing whatever we're having happen. We let go of those energies, and something different happens. And maybe your lip will swell up or whatever. You just don't know. So if your lip swells up, then you'll have an understanding of hypnotic suggestion. So if I say maybe your lip will swell up and then your lip swells up, well, that's a hypnotic suggestion. And my intention is only, for the most part, and maybe for all parts, my intention is for the highest good. So whatever I work with in terms of the healing process is that it be for the highest good of all. So any healing you do affects the field. Any healing I do affects the field. And my intention is to affect the field in the way the field is already going, and I'm just supporting what the field is doing by assisting you to come into sync with the oneness, and however that appears for you. A feeling like you're part of something large and you're participating in it. So service, these videos could be seen as service, they could be seen as love made visible. And so tone 3 represents the sacred trinity in all of its manifestations. And because I want to have the Mayan calendar also be a healing field, I'm just going to suggest, I'm going to take a break from reading this, go back to it in a minute, but I'm going to suggest you state these words out loud. I connect to my deep self. I connect to my higher self. I connect to my highest self. Ground myself to the healing center of the earth. I open myself to the healing power of the One. And I let go of anything no longer useful to me now. And if you wish to be supported in your healing by the seventh dimensional beings, the Hathors, you can say, I choose to work with the Hathors. Okay. We connect with the healing field for today, that is within the world healing field. We connect with the world healing field that's going on right now. I ask we be placed in a field of protection while we do this work. I ask the higher self to take us through the portal of time to the event that would be of the highest good for us to release and integrate at this time. And I invite all souls that were affected by this event to return to this event and release and integrate the energies of the event for themselves. And I ask that they be placed in a field of protection while they do the work. And on our arrival at the event, I ask the higher self to assist us to release and integrate all energies of the event, gently and easily, fully and completely on all levels and through all space and time. Okay. Now we're working the energies of that field. You can keep you can put your attention on that. You can keep your attention here. You can keep your attention on changes that you start to notice as a result of participating in a healing field where change is taking place. That change that's taking place is basically energies that didn't get resolved from that event are getting resolved now, with our soul being back at the event, and our soul is releasing and integrating the energy of the event for itself. But all souls affected by the event are releasing and integrating the energy of the event for themselves. So this event in consciousness is being resolved. So basically, the story and the emotions are separating, and the emotions of the event are being released. And those emotions are typically grief, anger, and fear. And so as you're working with this healing event and listening to these words from the Mayan calendar, you may be feeling things change in your body, in your mind, in your emotions, in your spirit. You may notice like, oh, something's changing. Just notice it, and it's it's just healing. It's just natural. It what would have it's what would have happened at the time of the event if you had had what my friend and I are referring to as bandwidth. If we had enough capacity to handle it at the time it happened, we could have handled it then, but we didn't. So now we're handling it now at a time where we have more bandwidth to handle it. And you might say, well, I don't feel like I have very much bandwidth right now. And I would say, you don't need a lot of bandwidth. You just need enough. Enough to stay present while we release this energy. So all you need to do is just stay present. You can be in your mind, thinking about things, I need to get ready for work, whatever. You can be in your emotions, like, well, I feel cranky, or, well, what is this emotion? What is this emotion? Is this grief? Is this anger? Is this fear? What is it? What do I... we can be in the emotional realm, we can be in the head, we can be in the body, like, oh, my heart feels so heavy. We can be paying attention to any of those things, or not. That's the key. If you pay attention to those things, they may pull you in. But if you don't pay attention to them, the healing still happens. So this is what I'm learning, is just set up the field, go back to the event, and just release and integrate the energies of the event. And if you notice things going on in your body, your mind, your emotions, notice things going on in your body and minds and emotions. Don't get lost in them. Just listen to me. Read from the Mayan calendar about today. And think about these words if you want to, instead of thinking about what you're releasing. Just release it. You're releasing and integrating the energies of the event. You're not losing anything. You're just digesting something that was indigestible in the past, and now you have the bandwidth or the space or bandwidth to integrate the energies of it. So that's all we're doing. It's very simple, actually. We make it complex. So the energy of 3 moves us beyond polarity, the polarity of the energy of 2, ushering in the electrifying current of activation. Instead of the give and take of 2, we access the dynamic exchange which 3 makes possible. Energy is now capable of bonding, allowing for an expanded dimension of structure and creational possibilities to emerge. So we're going from this to this 3, this triangulation, 3-sided figure. More structure. It still may be still may be a 2-dimensional structure. It may be that 4 gives the 3-dimensionality to it, but that's just a lot of words. Energy is now capable of bonding with 3, allowing for an expanded dimension of structure and creational possibilities to emerge. This new dimension awakens creative currents, inspiring circulation, variability, and fresh potential for alignments. An activated being is alive with their sense of mission. So we are beings, and we are most alive with our sense of mission. What are we here to do? Are we doing it? Setting their truths in motion, accepting the opportunity to be of service, we bridge energetically with other beings in the light of collective goals. On a large or small scale, offering oneself in service, willingness to jump in when needed, and assist the surrounding circumstances is a simple yet highly spiritual act, acting on behalf of others as well as the biosphere and future generations. We access a virtue of selflessness. The greatest acts of service are in recognition that those we help are in no way separate from ourselves. Oneness. That in some way we are merely one aspect of creation assisting another aspect of creation in active service to life. Path of Dharma fills our days with meaningful work, which may or may not even have rewards outside of the tasks themselves. May we rise to meet the blessing of participating in this great work, the endless work of love. And my friend, one of my early mentors, used to say that work is love made visible. And here it says service is love made visible. And similar thoughts, similar tone. I like work is love made visible. Okay, today is a red Serpent day. That's the solar tone. The electric tone is the lunar tone. And the 20 kin are the solar tribes. And so if you go to 13moon.com, 13moon.com, you can decode your birth date and find out which of the 20 kin that you are. So today's a red serpent day. And red is related to the east, and it's related to initiations. And red serpent is related to the crown chakra, and it's about survival, life force, and instinct. And it says John Lee, who I'm guessing is a musician, and a quote of his was, "I have learned that the body listens to rhythms the mind can't even hear." The body listens to rhythms. Interesting to think of that. The body listens to rhythms. So red serpent represents our primal nature, our instinctual body, or our instinctual body wisdom, our sensuality, creativity, and passion. Serpent reminds us to center in our earthly vehicles, honoring them as incredible sensual mechanisms, recognizing that our bodies offer us infinite opportunity for experience. They are our living temples. I like those words. Our one and only home for this lifetime. As our partners in life, our bodily vessels invite us to nourish ourselves, to ground, to breathe, to stretch, to move, to dance, to feel, to discover, to physically express, and above all, to sense, to be creatures, not intellects. Follow the body. It has a language all its own. Intimately connected to our soul, our serpent bodies and its senses are gateways to that which lies beyond the body, offering themselves as a conduit to access the greater wholeness. As a tool and guide, our bodies are our allies in self-intimacy, renewal, and empowerment. It's funny because I'm just feeling the lip just swell up a little bit as I'm speaking. Not worrying about it, just noticing it. Life force is our vitality. Every moment, the decisions we make, vegan butter, will make impact. The decisions we make impact our store of life force. It is ours to cultivate and care for. One of the most powerful sources of life force we all possess is our sexual energy, literally, our sacred creative energy. Known as our kundalini, our inner serpent fire ignites our divine potential residing within. The serpent reminds us to merge our primal life force energy with our higher visionary eagle mind to become balanced and fully alive as a feathered serpent. This allows us to bring holistic insight into matters of survival and creation, assuring we see what's near and far. The whole phoenix, the whole Scorpio, transformation, the shedding of the skin, the opening to another dimension of being. That's what the phoenix is about. That's what the Scorpio is about. It goes through a transformative process to becoming more of who we are. So the red serpent is about survival, life force, and instinct. So today, this second to last day of the 6th month of the 13 months in the Mayan calendar. And I'm just going to look at this again because we're leaving this month behind as of tomorrow. So that's a mandala, a piece of art about the galactic activation of our DNA. And this month is the tone 6. So the 13 lunar tones, tone 6 is the Rhythmic Moon of Equality. It's about organizing, balancing, and equality. And the words of this month are by Pema Chodron. And the words are, be kinder to yourself and let that kindness flood the world. Okay, now we're just going to finish up with the healing field. I ask the higher self to assist all the souls that return to the event to combine with that part of their soul that had remained at the event and bring that combined soul back into their body in present time, right through their central channel, with all of its wisdom, power, clarity, compassion, curiosity, and kindness. I ask all the souls to ground themselves in the healing center of the earth, open up the portal for the delivery of the energies we agreed to bring in at this time, and I ask that those energies be brought in. And that they be activated. And it all be for the highest good. And I let the universe and beyond know that this has been done and that it is good. All right, healing field. It's actually the second healing field of the morning. And there will be multiple healing fields today because there's a lot going on today. And a lot of energies that need to become, or it can become more coherent. So we're not as disturbed by the energetics as they rise. So we begin to align more and more. And the more of us that are doing this work and the more of us that are aligning ourselves with the change that is taking place as a result of the larger cosmic one, the more we align ourselves with the change, the less we're disturbed by the change. Okay, that's it for this more. That's it for now. I've got other things to do and say, more fields to set up, but this is the Mayan healing field, and I'm Steve, and I'm glad I know you. Puffy lip and all.